before that, let's see what's in the news. Well, two roommates, a couple of fellas on the more dicey side of town. Well, actually, all the towns are dicey, but this one's particularly dicey because we're talking about swords today. You know, blades and the whatnot. The roommates evidently dared each other to stick a sword directly through their stomach and make sure they don't pass out for the first one to pass out loses was the dare. And did they do this? Yes. They bought the sharpest swords they could find, stuck it right through their stomachs, stayed awake for who knows how long, because by the time the police arrived, they were both passed out and dead. Yeah. And after the toxicology report and the autopsy, there was no signs of drugs or whatnot. So these guys were sober when they did this. I don't know what goes through people's minds sometimes, but that's some scary stuff. But, you know, there you have it. I don't know what the winner would have won. I swear, if it's just bragging rights, I'd say, fellas, it wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. In other news, there's evidently a frog that grants wishes. Yeah, that's all I got, because no one else really knows how to get the wishes from the frog. As of this reporting, they tried everything. They've tried saying magic words, they've tried bribing the frog, they've tried feeding the frog, they've tried, you know, giving it a nice habitat, but it just appears to be a frog by all appearances. But they're trying. You know, these government people, they'll believe anything in my world. You know, frog that grants wishes. Yeah, we believe it. Let's try and get those wishes out of that little sack of amphibious puke. I'm quoting some of the researchers, by the way, what they called the frog when it wasn't yielding the desired wishes. They're not very nice people over there in the government. They're not nice. But that's just it on the frog, so they're going nowhere with that. Now let's wrap up the story today with some nice news, as I always like to do on the show. So the aunt, who was the primary parental figure in the lives of 7 children, right? The 7 children, their parents died tragically, and they're grown now. Fortunately, their aunt took great care of them all. And but before she died, they always had this family dinner, a get-together. But she died before they could have one. And the children were understandably sad about that, because she wanted to spend one last dinner with them. She was very old, so it's not like she lived a short life. She lived a full life. But she wanted that. And I think her will was so strong, because the very same aunt I speak of, randomly, not randomly, of course, this is what she wanted, but she rose up from her grave, and she's a skeleton, by the way. She walked over to their house, knocked on the door. Okay, there was a bit of a screaming thing going on. Everyone was kind of freaked out at first, but miraculously, while being a skeleton, she said everything. She spoke clearly. They understood her. They welcomed her in with open arms, and she had the last dinner she wanted with her family. And she could taste the food. As you can see, it go through her bones. It was kind of creepy but delightful for the whole family. So it was wonderful. And then she went down to rest. I know what you're thinking. What kind of world does GEEP live in? Well, once you get here, if you ever get here, I don't recommend it. My world is crazy. You'll understand. Okay, that's it for today's news.